What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Vinny's Corner. I'm here, your man Vinny, with my boy Cove, Christmas Daddy Cove. Hopefully, everybody's having a wonderful evening, watching some Thursday night football. I'm turning it on in the background right now, I think. If the TV wants to go on, there we go. There we go. So it looks like, kind of jumping right into this, that what's this guy? The Chargers are down, huh? The Chargers defense has already given up 2 touchdowns early. You watching the game at all yet, Cove?
No.
You know what? You're always doing some other shit at this time of day, so I shouldn't. I'm hot. My ball is hot. I don't know how you do that. I'm trying to do the head thing.
Oh,
I'm hot.
I'll bring you back some retro.
Dude, what is that? Why is that pump so small?
Mini pumps.
Why is it so little, though? What are those, like keychains?
Mini pumps with a bucket cap.
Oh, that's dope. LL Cool J style. I like it.
Yeah. They're called mini bands. I know they're for kids, but the mini bands, they come out with the 90s retro like stuff.
That's kind of dope.
They're actually not that expensive. Like down for you, probably like $5 for one of these balls, and you might get a pair of Air Jordans in them.
Air Jordans. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Where do they sell these kind of things?
Walmart.
I was gonna say it's got to be a Walmart thing, right? Everything's a Walmart thing. That is a fact. So guys, what's going on? Merry Christmas to everybody, because we will not see you before Christmas, right? That's next Wednesday. So just wanted to wish everybody a happy holiday, Merry Christmas. If you are Jewish, happy Hanukkah. I know that you guys already got things underway. What? There we go. So guys, I just wanted to kind of jump in this week. As you probably know, I'm a big fan of boxing. Damn, I just had this thing like wide open. So I had like the boxing stuff up in front of me, the fight card for this weekend. But there's a huge, to me, it's huge. To people that aren't into boxing, it's not necessarily. But Tyson Fury is back this weekend against Alexander Usyk, the Ukrainian who beat him last time to become undisputed. So that's going to be a really big fight card. It's on Saturday afternoon as it's coming out of Saudi Arabia. And it's a pretty packed card. So I've posted it up a few times if anybody's checking it out. But what's really most important about this is kind of like the card that these two guys holding up the heavyweight division, the division that was kind of known as like the biggest division in boxing forever, right? So if you are available, definitely tune into that. There's also a lot of other good fights on that card. So just kind of giving it a quick look. The undercard has Serhij Boachuk on it. He's a stud, and he has held a belt more than once. Sorry. I got my nicotine in my mouth right now. Got to get it going on once in a while. Cove goes out to smoke cigarettes. I just pack lips, a little bit different. But kind of jumping right in. It looks like it's 14-10 in the second quarter, 8:41 left. Let's see what we're looking at on the stat side of things. I'm pretty surprised. I didn't think that the Chargers being at home were going to give up points too easily, but it looks like Bo Nix and this Broncos offense kind of has them figured out a little bit. What were your thoughts on this game? This was probably one of your questions for the week, Cove. So if you want to jump right into, this game specifically, what were you thinking about this game? I picked the Broncos to win.
Well, my question was the Broncos-Chargers clash on Thursday night. Which team do you think will come out at top of the AFC West divisional battle? That's pretty much where it was.
Okay. So again, for me, it was the Broncos. I don't know, man. I've been really excited with what I've seen this season so far from Bo Nix. Yeah. I think in general, it's been kind of awesome watching a lot of rookie quarterbacks, but I think he's looked like a total stud. He's had some big shoes to fill being a rookie quarterback starting for the Denver Broncos. As we know that the last time that happened, it was John Elway, right? Mm-hmm. And so,
it's a huge improvement. Like nothing against Russell Wilson, but like Russell just didn't run that offense the way he did last year. And then now you got Bo Nix running it way better. He was built for this system.
I agree. I like this a lot. I mean, for me, I think this is kind of awesome. I like what I've seen out of the guy so far. Let's see what his numbers look like so far on the night. Get the box. Okay, so he's 11 for 14, 86 yards, 1 touchdown. And as you can see, he's commanding this offense pretty strong. So, I think it's their game to lose. Obviously, they're ahead already, and they're driving right now. So, Los Angeles is now kind of coming from behind in the situation. But, obviously a Harbaugh-ran team with talent like Herbert on offense, I don't know that it will be impossible for them to come back.
No, it's going to be a close game. Harbaugh's defense against Knicks' offense. That's what it is.
Agreed. I can agree to that. I was just trying to look onto the We Like Sports site so I could put us out there. And for some reason, no, I see why. There we go. Okay, so let me get this. I'm just going to repost this so everybody sees it. We are live in Vinny's Corner. We might have to come up with a new name since it's me and Cove every week, but for right now, it's Vinny's Corner.
Yes.
So,
kind of just hijacked it, right? Hijacked it.
Listen, man, honestly, you've been a blessing to say the very least, because if you've ever done one of these shows by yourself when you're just it would have to be like a news show, just talking about what's happened in sports kind of thing, as opposed to I don't know, just kind of go. This is better. I like going back and forth, having a conversation, and just going at it that way. To me, that's the best way to do it. So, you have been you're like my Christmas gift this year, Cove.
Yeah.
Definitely a blessing, bro. No question about that. So, I guess the question, and guys, you can always chime in with comments on Facebook, on YouTube, or X. What do people think? Are the Chargers okay? So let me rephrase this. I guess we know one of these teams is going to go to the playoffs, right? Or are the Chargers and the Broncos going to take 2 playoff spots? Will the AFC West send 3 teams to the playoff this season? What do you guys think?
It is quite possible.
I mean, it kind of looks like it right now, if I'm not lying, but it's always hard to say, right? I want to get a quick look at the standings in the AFC here. Who could really – well, I guess here's what's tough about it, right? Well, I don't know that they're – yeah, I think that it will be, right? So right now it looks like both of these teams will make the playoffs. They're both not going to win out, obviously, because somebody has to lose today. But, this is a little playoff preview right here of two of the 3 wild card teams. The third one being either the Ravens or the Steelers, depending on how the rest of those last 3 games go, or those last 4 games go in that division, the AFC North. Mm-hmm. And so speaking of which, right, let's just kind of jump into some of these questions here, because we got some good ones. We got some good games to talk about for this week. So I'm going to read one off here. So we got, with the playoff race heating up, which matchup is most exciting to you this weekend? So I don't, for me, it's probably the Chiefs and the Texans. A lot of people are calling the Chiefs, or questioning the Chiefs, I should say. I just don't see how you question that team at this point. And for some reason,
it's the Mahomes injury that's really throwing people off. That's what it is.
Yeah, but the last time this happened to him in 2022, I want to say, in Jacksonville, I believe, or against Jacksonville. It might have been at home, actually. But when it happened last time, he just played out the rest of the season, just like he's going to do this season. He went to the playoffs and he won the Super Bowl. So, I don't know. For me, it's it's a little tough to kind of question that guy. I get it. I do. But
no.
And people say, he's not the best quarterback this season.
No. People thought I was crazy when I said he was going to throw. When I said under 4,000, I was like, and he's only got 3,300 right now with 3 games to go.
Okay, so he's going to be like right around the marker. He may not get over it.
Yeah, I called it at the beginning of the season. I said, I feel like it's not going to be a 4,000 season for him. He's like, because he's always thrown over 4,000. But if he gets under 4,000, I'm like, I called it at the beginning of the season. I just knew it. I just had a feeling.
So now this is kind of a funny one because, like, I pretty much have not been excited to watch my Giants all season because they've stunk all season.
Yeah.
But the Giants are playing the Falcons this week. And as you guys know, Cooked Cousins, as I like to call him, he was sat down this week. He got benched finally, about time. He's 1-4 in his last 5 games with 1 touchdown and 9 interceptions. I'm surprised it took that long. I understand they wanted to give Penix some time, but Penix is a big boy. He's like 24 years old. He's not that young, and he has like a tremendous amount of college experience. So I'm pretty – and he's going against the Giants. So I'm pretty excited to see how he performs this week. It would be stellar to see my Giants take another L, get that much closer to the first pick in the draft this season, and to see this guy kind of take off the right way. Because as of right now, the Falcons are still in the race for the NFC South, but they need to win out, right? So, they're in kind of a tough situation, I would say. I think the Bucs have Dallas this week. I think the Bucs will win, but you never know with that because Dallas has actually been a little bit tougher in recent weeks. They seem like they have some cojones, I should say. They almost look like they like Mike McCarthy and they're planning to keep his job. I like it.
But like we're saying about games this week, this is where I'm looking for it. If the Bucs are playing the Giants, if the Giants lose, they have 2 losses. I mean, they have 2 wins, right? You would love it if they had 2 losses. But it's in Las Vegas, Jacksonville, because Las Vegas is also has 2 wins too, right? So it comes down if Vegas loses and Giants lose, then you're fighting for number 1 between those 2 teams.
It's a tough situation to be in.
Yeah.
I think, hold on. Let me just look at I got to look at the Giants record real quick. But if I'm not mistaken, hold on a second here. Let's see. New York Giants. So we're 2-12. We know that, right? But why do I feel like no, for some reason, I was thinking that we played the Raiders last year. I was thinking we played the Raiders, and I was going to say we have the tiebreaker for worst, but we don't. But so I don't know how that plays out. I don't know who would get first, who would get second. If anyone else knows, please chime in because, more information, the better, obviously. I just hope everybody sees my T-shirt tonight. I am a New York Islanders fan wearing a Vegas Golden Knights. That's like my backup hockey team.
Backup.
You're not supposed to have 2 teams in sports, but I live in Vegas. I've written a lot about them in recent years, and so I do cheer them on also. So I just wanted to make sure everybody saw my Vegas Golden Knights shirt tonight. But so those are a couple of the big games going on this week. There's another game that I think has I don't know how I would say this. It's important to me because the Eagles and the Commanders, right? The Eagles have a firm grasp on the first place in the NFC East, but if the Commanders were to beat them this week, I don't know. That's kind of like to me that would speak volumes about that team and really where they are with regard to going into the playoffs. I don't know. I think the Eagles need to win this game this week just to kind of show that they are who they say they are. Where, of course, I think that it's important. Right now, the Commanders have 8 wins on the season, and they need to get 2 out of these last 3 games if they want to make sure that they get into the playoffs, right? Damn, why did there we go, Gamecast. So the remainder of the season, the Commanders, let's look at their schedule for the rest of the season. They've got the Eagles, the Falcons, and the Cowboys. Winning against the Eagles would be a big statement, obviously. they have a potential to go 3-3. They have potential to go 2-3, but they could also we don't know what's going to happen with Penix yet. So Penix versus Jaden Daniels in 2 weeks. And just depending on what kind of defense shows up, Micah Parsons for Dallas in that last game, Dallas could play spoiler and kind of knock them right out of position. So it is really important right now that the Commanders win at least 2 of these games. And what a statement it would be to do it against the Eagles, right? So be pretty excited to see that. I don't know that it'll happen, but it would be dope. It would be.
And that kind of goes into the next one. Which young quarterback are you most impressed with so far this season? Would it be Jaden?
Or for sure. So as a rookie, 100%. I see a couple other names on here, and so I want to touch on a couple of these. I think that Purdy. He's losing his ability to negotiate a contract right now. Like his numbers are dwindling on the contract, right?
Yeah.
Because as the team has lost players, he showed that he does not have what it takes to elevate that team himself, like a marquee, like a $60 million a year quarterback does, right?
Yeah.
So as high as the market is set, I think he's kind of hurting himself. And this next couple of games are going to really decide what kind of a contract he gets. I think it would be smart for the 49ers to stick with him. I think he's a good piece in that offense, but he does need a lot of work. Next guy for me, I'm skipping Kenny Pickett. Bryce Young. Kenny Pickett, nothing to say about. But Bryce Young, so since he got benched and came back in, he's working with Canales. He's looked good. He has, and that division, you see the numbers in first and second in that division now between the Bucs and the Falcons. By no means does anyone have a stranglehold on that division. So it would be nice to see him just kind of keep this trajectory now to finish the season. But I've liked what I've seen since he's come off the bench. Same with Anthony Richardson. I think Anthony Richardson's looked great since he's come off the bench. Now just when talking rookies specifically, to me, Jaden is the rookie of the year, the offensive rookie of the year, of course. Behind him, I would have to say Bo Nix. I mean, Bo's been a stud too. He's just thrown a few too many interceptions for me. And then number 3, I actually would not put a quarterback. I would put Brock Bowers for the Raiders. Brock Bowers has been a stud this season. Absolute stud. That was the best pick.
So since we're talking, rookies, are you surprised that Caleb Williams didn't become a number 1?
No, I'm not at all, because I didn't think he should have been the number 1 draft pick to begin with. The only reason I was okay with it happening is because the Bears did it. Yeah. And who likes the Bears besides Bears fans? Let's be honest. So, definitely no problems on my side of that, but I didn't expect him to be number 1. I didn't expect him to be number 2, to be honest. Had Penix played this whole season, Penix would probably be ahead of him too. But seeing that, out of the 4 rookie quarterbacks, to me, he's number 4. I don't know. What do you think? I like what I see out of Drake May. I think that New England knows they've got their guy. Bo Nix is about to take his team to the playoffs. Jaden Daniels is taking his team to the playoffs. So they're obviously 1 and 2. Some people will say Bo Nix. Some people will say Jaden. To me, it's Jaden. I'm an NFC East guy, so I focus more on that football. But, look, dude, I didn't even notice. So they scored another touchdown. So it's 21-10, okay? The Chargers are they're tied for fewest points allowed in a game, per game defensively. And they're getting cooked right now defensively, to be perfectly honest. Mm-hmm. So, there's that. And to me, that had a big part of that is Bo Nix, right? Yeah. There's no other way you can say it. Guy's doing his thing.
But potentially there's going to be this draft could be weird because of the rookie class, right? So New England, Jacksonville, they have 3 wins. Las Vegas, New York, Carolina, and they have 2 wins. But Carolina's got 3 wins. So there's a potential of some trades going on here, with guys. Bryce get traded because they're not doing well, because they could have potential. They could be potential number 1 pick, number 3 pick too, right? So is New England, so is whatever. But who's going to stick with their quarterback after a tremendous year?
So here's an idea I've heard floated about, and I don't know that I like it because I'm a New York guy. I remember when he was on the Jets, but I could also see the value in this idea. Signing Sam Darnold as a free agent, the New York Giants, and taking Travis Hunter as their draft pick. Okay. Now you do that. You have Sam Darnold in there. You start working with it. And now I'm going to be a real Giants fan here. The reason for all of this, you get Travis Hunter, which is obviously a huge piece. You got Travis Hunter on the team now. You got Malik Neighbors on the team. We have a good defensive front when they're all healthy. But this gives you another year to kind of wait it out for Arch Manning. Okay, so for me, when I look at like the quarterback stuff, I'm not the professional, but I love the sport. So I listen to guys like Mel Kiper Jr. a lot, who put their big boards up there. And so most people are agreeing on one thing, okay? That Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward are not a true number 1 or number 2 or number 3, probably not even 4. But they're the best quarterbacks available, and people need quarterbacks, so they may go 1 and 2 in this draft, right? Mm-hmm. I don't necessarily know that that's the move for me, but at the same time, obviously, like we saw last week, we saw the video of Shedeur and Malik Neighbors hanging out in New York City, throwing the ball around a little bit. So maybe they got something going there. I don't know, but it also Travis Hunter.
It's going to come down to Vegas or New York.
No, 100%. And so that's what I'm saying, right? The logic is New York and LA or Las Vegas, are going to take Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward in either order. That's what's going to happen. That's what everybody's saying. What I'm saying is I've been listening to a lot of these ESPN professionals and these Pat McAfee types of guys, and people have been floating the idea of what if a Giants team doesn't take Cam or Shedeur, and instead they go take the true number 1 pick, Travis Hunter, right? Travis he's a real, that term they use so often, a generational talent. He's really that good, right?
Yeah.
He's a better cornerback probably than a receiver. He's different, man. That guy is different. He's a defensive player who just won the Heisman, and the Heisman in recent years has been a quarterback award. So it's just been absolutely tremendous. What if a team like the Giants went out and they got a free agent like a Sam Darnold? I don't know that would work, but what if they went and got like a Sam Darnold and then drafted Travis Hunter, right? I'm hearing a lot of that idea floated. I don't know that I like it or don't like it. I'm just not, because
I think it will change. Like right now, it's very close. So I think once it's more locked in, it's locked in, right?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. The reality is to kind of to quell the fan base, because fans in New York are pissed, right? So to quell the fan base, the Giants almost have to take a quarterback. That's the reality of it.
Once you lost Daniel Jones, it's we need somebody, because they're not Tommy's Tommy, but I mean they also have Drew Lock, right? They spent money on Drew Lock.
The Giants quarterback room is the equivalent of Christmas Daddy Cove and Vince Casada right now. Okay, let's just be honest. Let's be honest for a second. Tommy Cutlets is not a fucking he's guy's going to be selling real estate in New Jersey in 3 years. Yeah. Let's be honest. This is
New Jersey. I put him in Long Island.
And you can't have unless your thought is that you're going to trade Malik Neighbors, you can't Malik is a real deal. Like that's a true number one receiver. Like he's a stud. You know what I mean?
He's a complete stud. But that's what I mean. Like it's just they're gonna have to find the right quarterback if there is one available. Like maybe Sanders goes there. But the thing is it's Dion. It's not, you gotta remember it's not Shador. It's Dion. And Dion's gonna go to Brady and he's gonna go to Vegas.
That's what I think too. Now, here's the thing.
If Vegas doesn't get the number one, Vegas is going to make a deal because Brady's going to make a deal.
Now, here's where I see the situation changing. Right now, from what I've heard, right, from like NFL insiders, etc., I've heard that a Cam Ward would fit in with Daboll's system way better. That Daboll would be able to coach Cam Ward way better. But I don't want Daboll coaching New York next year. That's the truth. Like,
but he may not coach New York next year. After the season, they might finally get rid of him.
And so this is the thing, right? John Mara has said that he expects to bring Joe Shane and Brian Daboll back. But he said that weeks ago, prior to them falling to 2-12.
Yeah.
Now, if we lose out the season and we finish 2-15, it's almost hard to not fire them because New York's a tough place. And, like, you can't have New York fans and bring these guys back. Like, at that point, you've basically turned us into the Jets. And, you know, okay. So speaking of the Jets, did you see the news today? There was an article out in The Athletic. There was a New York Times article out about this. Woody Johnson, okay? In the offseason, when they were looking to bring receivers in, they looked at Jerry Jeudy, who's now with the Cleveland Browns, right?
Yeah.
Woody Johnson advised against the move because his Madden rating was not high enough. This actually happened, which means that he's basically taking advice from his two teenage sons on who he should and shouldn't. So forget the scouts that he pays millions of dollars to, like, go to these games, to evaluate players, to make these calls at practices, etc., and say, hey, bring this guy in. This could be of value to our team. He's going with what his kids are saying because based on a Madden rating.
Hey,
like,
the thing is, though, like, to throw MLB in there for a second, MLB The Show, some managers, they don't use it, but they use it as like a stepping point. But they use strategy in that video game to figure out what kind of strategy their team's going to be. And I've read the story about it years ago that they actually use MLB The Show to strategize the game because it's so well played.
In the NFL, they have a whole, like, it's not like
they have a whole department. They have a whole department just on that, yeah.
Yeah, it's not like they have one scout. They have a scouting department full of analytics and full of research and with professionals who have been doing this for years. To say no based on a Madden rating, which you clearly got from your teenage sons, is fucking ludicrous.
Oh, fuck yes. Like, it's completely crazy. But it's, hey, if it can help you get $1 million deal, go right ahead. You know what I mean?
Dude,
if it helps you get where you want to be and it makes you happy, what does it matter?
But that's the thing. Look at the Jets. Obviously, that's not the right move. It's wild. All right, so
we know, like, nobody stays a whole career in football anymore. Nobody does. A lot of the greats have all been on two-tier teams at one point in time.
Well, with free agency, nobody stays anywhere anymore, right?
Yeah,
that's just what it is. I mean, even in college, the transfer portal, right? Alabama missed the playoff, and like 4 or 5 players declared they were going to the transfer portal immediately.
Yeah, they're Mr. 17-year-old. 17 years old. He's going to go in the transfer portal, get paid stupid money because he didn't make the playoffs.
Dude, Ohio State spent $20 million on 4 players last offseason, and then they lost to Michigan again.
Yeah, like this 17-year-old kid we're talking about, he makes ridiculous catches. He's super fast. Like, he's fucking amazing for his age.
Can we get a name?
What?
Can we get a name?
Yeah.
17-year-old college. I don't know who we're talking about here. I think I know, but
he's from Bama. The wide receiver.
Let's see. Ryan Williams.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got this guy, Ryan Williams, who's now, oh my God, this kid was born in 2007. Yo.
Yeah. And this kid's going to get boatloads of money to go to some school. Like, boatloads.
Who knows? He could end up at UNC. Not.
Chase Belichick.
Yo, Herbert just got intercepted. So 41 seconds left in the first half, 21-10. And Bo Nix is about to get the ball back. Harbaugh is tight. Oh, all right. So let's see. Moving along to the next game that we have listed here. Do we have another game listed here? Am I bugging? I thought I saw something about the Cowboys here.
Yeah,
maybe I didn't.
Cowboys and Buccaneers face off, and I wrote it as an empty autocorrect on that one.
Heavyweight showdown.
It's a heavyweight showdown. It's a heavyweight showdown because is where the Bucs got to position themselves trying to get into the playoffs.
To me, this is like, okay, so you have to assume that Penix's first game is going to be a W against the Giants.
Yeah.
Okay. So that being said, this is a must-win game for the Bucs. You know, the Bucs want to keep that firm grasp on first place.
Yeah.
So there's no other way to say it. It is a must-win for them. And if the Cowboys don't do anything else right, they can certainly play spoiler. No question about that. Mm-hmm. So the Bucs are 8-6 right now. The Falcons, you know how lucky the Falcons started out so strong that they're 1-4 in their last 5 games, and they're still a 500 team.
Yeah.
You know, so likely coming out of this week against the Giants, they'll be 8-7. And so, you know, the Bucs really do need to win this game, make it 9-6. Now, I think Mayfield is playing some elite football right now. I think that they will win. They better, because, you know, it always ruins my day when the Cowboys win, to be honest. So, you know, and to me, that's kind of the key to it. Is I just think Baker Mayfield just needs to keep showing out, you know, simple as that. But on the defensive side of it, for what's this guy's name for the Dallas Cowboys, for Jerry Jones and the boys, Micah Parsons could put a big monkey wrench in that. Like, he disrupts teams' entire offensive plans. You know, he's like one of the best I've ever seen play. Mm-hmm. You know, what do you think?
I mean, it's going to be an interesting matchup for sure. Like, the Cowboys could be a spoiler. The Cowboys could actually play well the rest of the season. Who knows? You know, I mean, it's just one of those weird things. But Baker can do well in the playoffs if he sets his mind right.
I think he's there now. I feel like this is the best version of Baker we've seen.
Oh, yeah. No, it is. It's the best version of Baker. But if he can get himself in the playoffs, he's going to be a threat, because when he gets in the playoffs, he's done something that Brady hasn't done in a few years. So they have the Cowboys, then they have the Panthers, and then they have the Saints. So they can potentially win out. They're just going to slide right in. And it's going to position. This is the one they need to really solidify the division, the position, and everything. Home field advantage. So 3 things they get from this win.
Yeah, you know, it is pretty important for them at this point, right? And, you know, he's going to throw for over 4,000 yards. He's already got 3,600 yards. Yeah. So he's definitely going to break 4,000. Yeah, I like Baker Mayfield, man. There's no other way to say it. He's got 32 touchdowns on the season, but he's got 14 interceptions also. So it's not amazing, but he's been good. And he's completing 70% of his passes. Yeah, this is definitely the best version of Baker Mayfield that I've seen, for sure. You know, I love it. I'm not going to lie. I'm a big fan of Baker. Big fan of him.
With the holidays right around the corner, which NFL team do you think will get the best gift this weekend in form of a big win to boost
So I think that the team and the player we've already talked about. It's going to be Michael Penix and the Atlanta Falcons. They're going to get the win against the Giants. That's going to keep them in the race for first place in the NFC South. And it's going to set Michael Penix on the right track by getting a W for his first NFL start. To me, you can't ask for much more than that, right?
Yes.
That's which way I go on that for sure. All right. So, guys, we talk a lot of sports. We always kick off with the NFL. And then we like to jump into hockey. We like to jump into the NBA. We might as well jump to the NBA next, right? We just had the, how do they pronounce it? The Emeritus?
Yeah.
The NBA Cup. We had the NBA Cup, right? I'm going to be honest. That game was a little shocking to me. The Bucks, obviously, they have more vets on the team. It's not too far-fetched to see them win it. But the way that they shut it down in that game defensively, that kind of I was pretty shocked. I did not expect to see that was like a destruction, I'm trying to pull the game up real quick here. Hold on. Let me just get the stats up for that game.
Yeah, and I think we thought Atlanta was going to go into that. We knew OKC was going in, but we thought
OKC, but they held OKC to 81 points.
Mm-hmm.
What? When's the last time you heard an NBA team score 81 points? That's wild,
especially when it comes to that kind of, it gave Milwaukee their first ever. But here's the thing. How do you feel about that, though? They didn't go. It's a midseason cup. Because do you count that as a title?
I don't count. I count it as an NBA Cup. It's an NBA Cup trophy. It's not, it's not a title. The title, there's only one title, right? That's that, you got to win the finals for that. And that is not the finals, of course.
Could you imagine the NFL doing this mid-season?
Well, okay. So, where they get this from? And so the company who sponsors it, Emeritus or whatever they're called, I'm saying it wrong, guys. Don't hate on me. It is what it is. Emeritus. I think that's how they say it. That company sponsors a lot of European soccer. And in European soccer, these mid-season tournaments and cups are normal. So I feel like they're actually who pitched it to the NBA, not vice versa.
But could you imagine now the NHL could do it? It could be a thing. Major League Baseball could do it, but I don't know if NFL could do it though.
No, there's not enough games.
Yeah.
And in the NFL, to be frank, putting your focus into nah, man, that's not for the NFL. The NFL is perfect the way it is.
But since we talk all sports, would you want this as a mid-season thing in baseball and hockey?
Whoa, what just happened? Oh, they got. Wait a minute. Okay, so they just kicked a field goal? Wow. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Anyone who's watching the game saw what just happened. They just kicked a field goal from mid. Hold on. I got to see how many yards that was exactly. The Chargers, it's 21-13. Chargers are down. Hold on. That field goal was deep. Where is this? Oh, it was okay. No, it wasn't that deep. It was only 57 yards, but for some reason, it looked like it was deep just now. I don't know what I'm seeing, but okay. I thought I just saw something historic because I looked up and I was watching the replay. I was like, "What just happened? Oh my god!" But
Dicker can kick, but I don't know about 60.
So, all right, now back to the NBA here. It's halftime anyway. Don't worry about that for a second. So the Knicks got the Timberwolves tonight. I don't know how that game's going, so I want to check in on that actually.
So that goes with this one. How do you think the Knicks' high-powered offense will face against Timberwolves stifling defense in Karl Anthony Towns' return to Minnesota.
All right, let me see what we got here. Where are my scores for tonight? Am I blind? Oh, this game didn't even start yet. Oh,
No.
okay. So they're playing at Minnesota.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. First, I think that Karl Anthony is going to crush it tonight. He's getting almost 14 rebounds a game and just about 25 points a game. He's going into his former home. I expect to see him assault this team tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if he got a triple-double, but he's definitely going to put some stats up. And I feel like since he left, that team has not been the same.
No.
He's been a great addition to New York, though, for sure.
Yeah. As a Knicks fan, you're just so against this trade.
Oh, the game just started. Okay, cool. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, the game just started, so it's 2-0 at the moment, Timberwolves. But 4-0.
I'm pretty sure the Knicks will beat Minnesota in Minnesota with Towns in house.
Well, it's gonna be an interesting game either way because you got Julius Randle on the on Minnesota now, DiVincenzo also, but that should be an interesting game. I expect to see the Knicks win. Hopefully, the Knicks have looked good this season, not great. I think they are still putting it together. I'm kind of curious. Did you do your? Did you vote for the All-Star game yet?
No, never do.
Okay, that's fair. I'm gonna vote for a few Knicks. I might vote for the entire Knicks starting line if I'm being honest, but I do think that I think that Cat definitely deserves it. OG Anunoby, he's been awesome. Brunson's my guy. Mikal Bridges has been great. So I would like to see like a lot of our starting front make the All-Star game, which they just came out with new rules too. I'm not going to try and find those because it's too much to dive into. But I'm going to look to question 2 here. So which of the top Western Conference teams, the Thunder, the Rockets, and the Mavs, do you think will make the biggest statement tonight separating themselves from the pack? So let's see what we got. So the Mavs are in a heated battle right now at home. They're actually down by 1, 50-49 in the second half, or at halftime. Let's see what else we got here. The Rockets, I think the answer is the Rockets. They're playing the Pelicans.
You really skipped over the Grizzlies. They're 18-9.
Oh, wait, hold on. And the Grizzlies are killing the Warriors. Okay, so the Warriors are down by 52 points. It's 102-50 right now.
Yeah. Oh,
that's wild.
Morant is on a fucking tear right now this season.
That's a wild game.
But no, Ja is just going off this year.
Dude, that's a wild game.
Yeah.
So any of my NBA fans out there, couple of tight ones. The Bulls are looking like they may. The Bulls are about to edge the Celtics, which is always nice to see. I'd like to see the Celtics take a nice loss. The Raptors and the Nets are in the 4th also. They're all tied up at 86. The Rockets are cooking the Pelicans, as they should. The Pelicans are like a high school team. They have 5 wins on the season, and the Rockets are up. What'd you say?
Memphis, Houston, and Dallas are 1 win apart from each other. And look what Memphis is doing right now. So I think Memphis is going to separate themselves for the question of tonight is Memphis really solidified themselves tonight.
Here's my question. Hold on. I'm about to click on this game because I need to know what's going on here. Is Curry out?
I wouldn't be able to tell you that one.
Hold on a second. He must be. Starting 5. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, no. Okay. No. Okay. Excuse me. Curry is not out. He's just 0 for 7.
2 threes in his career?
This is a wild. This is like a real beatdown right here. There are Kuminga is 0 for 7. Draymond's 0 for 4. Curry's 0 for 7. Schroeder's 2 for 12. Like that's a demolition right there. Like wow.
That's what I said. That's what I said. It's a statement tonight. The Grizzlies.
Yeah, this is okay. You're right. You got it, man. Ja Morant and the Grizzlies are making a statement tonight. This is bad, man. If they win by over 50 points, bro, that's different, man. You don't see stuff like that. Hold on. And I gotta look. I gotta see when the last time an NBA team lost by that much. When is the last time?
It's been a couple of years.
NBA team lost by more than 50 points. Let's see. The Trailblazer. Okay. Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. Oh, they lost by 60 points. Whoa. That's fucking bad, bro. That was the beginning. That was last season.
Yeah.
Dude, this could be like a historic loss, especially like specifically for the Golden State Warriors. This could be pretty bad. I want to see what's the most
73 Grizzlies 21.
No, but I want to see what the most the Golden State Warriors ever lost it by.
Oh, okay. No, but here's the thing: the biggest thump loss in NBA history is by the Grizzlies by 73 point margin, like 3 years ago.
Okay, let's see here. Oh wow, they have some pretty They have some pretty bad losses actually. The last time that they lost, like, so you know what? This isn't really anything new. I didn't even realize because like they lost by 52 last year to Boston. So this happens once in a while, I guess. This team just chooses to not play defense and gets absolutely cooked. Wow. And they've had two losses over 50 points with Curry on the team, actually.
Yeah. Which
surprises me. I didn't realize that. That's impressive.
No, it has happened before, just very, very rare.
That's fucking terrible, man. That's as bad as it gets right there. All right.
So for you, which dynamic duo matchup would you be watching tonight? Would it be Trae Young versus Chris Paul, Kevin Durant and Booker versus Halliburton and Pavel Siakam, or LeBron and AD versus Sabonis and Fox?
Okay, well, I'm definitely not watching LeBron and AD do anything. Let's get that straight. I mean, if I was going to watch one of these games, I would probably want to tune in to the Suns against the Pacers. KD and Booker, Siakam and Halliburton. I would like that, but I'm probably not going to watch any. I'll be honest. Not going to BS it. The only games I'm caring about tonight, I want to see the Golden Knights win. I want to see the Knicks win. And, continuing on here, of course, the NFL always takes priority. And I would love to see Bo Nix and these guys put a damper on the Chargers at home. I like watching LA teams lose. It doesn't happen too often these days.
So for the quick one, because we just kind of went over the cup, I don't know if you've seen any of the photos. Like, I don't know. How is it? So my thing is, what are your thoughts on the stand-up photos from the cup that captured the excitement and emotion of the tournament? Like, does it have a lot of emotion and excitement, do you find? Like, do you think it does?
I think
here's an NBA final. Like,
the only team who ends up actually excited about the final is like whatever two teams make the NBA Cup final, like those are the towns that get excited about it. Everybody else is like whatever, it's just one of those things, right? Nobody really cares about it like that. This was
going to be an interesting one because like they said, this is their first. This would have been Oakland's first or Milwaukee's first. So it didn't. So somebody's coming out with first-time titles. So I think the excitement in this one might have been very large because both teams came in winning their first title. I know we call it a cup; they called it a title. But these are two first-time winners going at it.
Here is why I think Milwaukee fans would get excited. They shut down one of the more high-powered offenses in the league, like just killed them. 81 points. Like so granted, now Milwaukee only scored 97 points, right? They didn't even break 100 themselves. It was a low-scoring affair. But for me, if I'm a Milwaukee fan, after the way last season went, this would have me pretty charged up. You know, I've liked what I've seen from that team this season for the most part, and this was kind of like an icing on the cake. You know, so I could see why, if you're a Milwaukee fan, this would have been pretty dope and exciting. I can't say that I really got to see too many pictures. I'm going to go look at them now when we get off because now I'm curious, like, were there some cool-ass pictures? But, you know, I want to see how they celebrated it. You know, that's what I'm interested in. Like, was there some kind of like a celebration after the fact, or
I think there probably was. If they're counting this as a title, then I see some kind of like celebration.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, okay, so like, if you were to go to like the what is the term I'm looking for? The showcase for like their titles, that big cabinet glass trophies, their trophy case.
Yeah.
There you go. If you were to go to their trophy case, like there's going to be a smaller separate trophy case for the NBA Cup.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't think you put the NBA Cup, next to the League Cup. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see that. I don't know, but I wouldn't see that being the case.
So for the end of the NBA, with the loaded NBA Day, Christmas Day schedule, just days away, which matchup are you looking most forward to? And we have, starting off with Milwaukee versus your Knicks, Golden State versus Denver, Boston and LA, Philly and Miami, Dallas and Phoenix.
No. Hold on. You got it wrong.
Oh, wait, that's old school. Oh, I put it up there for Christmas Day games, and it's just all 2021.
Okay, so Wednesday, December 25th, 2024. Wemby and San Antonio will be at my Knicks. That is definitely my game of the day. I like watching Wemby play. He's an exciting new player.
Yeah. Okay, so San Antonio Knicks, Minnesota versus Dallas.
The best game of the day, for me, the best game of the day is the evening game. Denver's at Phoenix. I think that's going to be a really good game, and that's the game I'm actually excited to watch. That's the one. Golden State and the Lakers, I mean, Curry and LeBron on the court, that's cool. I'll tune in for a little while, but realistically, like, which game is really going to be like, oh, this is an awesome game, playoff implications and all that? The Nuggets at the Suns, Jokic and Durant on the court, that's going to be phenomenal to watch. That's the game I'm excited for sure.
I mean, especially since the Knicks game's going on at noon. What are you doing at noon Christmas morning other than opening presents? Like,
well, think about it like this: noon Eastern time. It's going to be 9 a.m. in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
What am I going to be doing?
Yeah. You're not going to be watching. Could you imagine? You'd be like, yeah. I'm just watching the Knicks game.
Legitimately, my wife will probably have opened her little gifts or whatever by that point. I anticipate, and my daughter's going to get like a stuffed toy, and like, a friend of ours told us we should wrap diapers up so she has something to open up.
Yeah.
And like, it's something she actually uses.
Yeah.
I was like, that's kind of foul, but I like it. And you know what? So it's my daughter's first Christmas. I don't imagine that I'm going to be focused on basketball at 9 a.m, but I'm not going to lie. The game will be on quietly in the background.
Quietly.
See,
so it's more of a staple for me because what we're seeing there is we get the NFL on Christmas Day. We have the NBA on Christmas Day. But what I grew up on was hockey on Christmas Day. It
I was going to say, is there hockey?
Canada at noon on Christmas Day. That was the staple for me.
What game? Oh, okay. Now I'm going to look at the NHL schedule now. Are there, and this is actually a good transition into the NHL anyway. Let's see. So December 25th. Let's see what we got. Is there anything on? Okay, so they don't have any games on. Okay, so I guess they know the deal. The NFL, they don't want to compete with the NFL and the NBA. They've been doing it forever.
No, it's not them. It's the World Juniors.
Oh,
World Juniors used to be on Christmas Day, but World Juniors is now on Boxing Day. They moved it a day, so now it starts Boxing Day.
Yeah, because the NHL, right? The NHL. Let's see, what do they got? They're all so there's no games in the so I guess that is that like a tournament? Is it gonna because they don't have any games Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday next week.
Yeah, but it doesn't affect their schedule though. It's World Juniors, it's the 1800s and whatever. So these are the rookies go before they make the NHL playing. But so the World Juniors every year it usually starts on Christmas, but this year in the last few years it started on the 26th.
Okay, now it's starting the day before Christmas now.
Well, no, Boxing Day.
What's Boxing Day? I don't know what day that is. I'm American.
That's the day after Christmas.
Okay. Boxing Day. The day okay.
The day after Christmas, Boxing Day was always when the sales you go return your gifts on the next day because Boxing Day also had the sales. That's when the Boxing Week sales started.
Yeah, so I've been taught about Boxing Day in school, but USA, we don't care. So I really just didn't know that.
Yeah, because your Boxing Day is really Black Friday.
Yeah, you're right.
Now we've kind of now Canada and US both have a Boxing Day, but they just have it's where they put the sales on after Christmas. That's basically what it is now. But
listen, what'd you say?
I was gonna say, so on the 26th, starting for hockey just because it's around Christmas, you have Sweden versus Slovakia, Germany versus United States, Switzerland versus Czech Republic or Czechoslovakia, and Canada versus Finland. Canada versus Finland is going to be one of the best games for that day, just because it's Canada versus Finland.
Yeah, that's good hockey.
Canada, you're playing Germany. So
we're going to cook them.
Yeah,
we're going to cook them. I have no doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. When I think of hockey, specifically country-wise, I think U.S., Canada, Russia, Finland, and Sweden.
But to look at it for in a general sense of bragging rights in that way, I'm trying to see if there is. Oh wait, teams. I can go right here. Canada. So, okay. So I don't know what you're doing. New Year's Day. New Year's Eve. Not late night, but during the daytime. But Canada versus USA is on New Year's Eve.
I'll probably tune in. Okay, so here's the reality. I have a 7-month-old daughter. I ain't doing anything on New Year's Eve. You know what I mean? That's the truth. No,
you could be sleeping,
There's a good chance that I will not be up. I will not see the ball drop or whatever. But I'm cool with that. I've seen a lot of that happen.
So that day, I get off at about 6 or 7 o'clock that night on New Year's Eve. I go back to work at 5:30 the next morning.
Oh, and work should be fun on New Year's morning. Oh my God.
Working in a hospital on New Year's morning.
That's terrible. Oh. That's terrible. No joke, terrible. All right. So listen, real quick, since we are talking hockey, just a quick update on the scores. The Kings are beating the Flyers right now. It's 5-3 in the third period, and there's only about 5 minutes to go. The Penguins and the Predators are all tied up at 3-3 in the third, but it's the start of the third. I would think that the Penguins will pull ahead. I may be wrong. The Kraken are losing.
You're going to give Nashville the win after seeing last week in Nashville?
No, not the Predators. No way. They're 9-17 for a reason, bro.
Yeah.
No way.
You're like, I could see Pittsburgh. It's like, come on, Pittsburgh's going to pull out of this one. Nashville's going to.
Here's a game. This is kind of an interesting one because, like, the Blackhawks are winning against the Kraken right now, 1-0. It's the second period, only 5 minutes left. The Blackhawks have been a bit of a letdown this year. I feel like they're young. I thought they were going to be better.
No, ever since the 2014 season when they won 3 cups in like 4 or 5 years, they literally have been the bottom dollar team for, I don't know, since 2018. Ever since the scandal came out, they have been really hurt by it, and they haven't been really above 500 team.
The Bruins, the start of the second period just happened. The Bruins are at the Oilers. The Bruins are up 2-0 at the moment. Now, I know 2 goals in hockey is not the answer, but that's a pretty good place to be against the Oilers going into the second. You know, they've got to keep the pressure up, of course, but I like it. No complaints there.
So the Blues take on the Lightning. Which team do you think has the edge in this? You know, they have them as a potential finals. Like, they have St. Louis. Remember we were talking about St. Louis before being that team that could, come out of nowhere to be that surprise team. And a lot of experts had St. Louis, going far, just coming back up on the rise, and possibly Tampa Bay coming back up to be a top tier team too. So how do you feel about, Blues versus Lightning?
Well, listen, I'm already looking at the score, so I know how it went. But I would have went with the Lightning, and the Lightning did win. It's hard. Okay, so when you like hockey in the East, it's kind of hard to doubt the Lightning at times because Vasilevsky is different in goal. They won 3-1. They're 18-10 now. I didn't even realize their record was that good. So the Lightning pulled off another one. Kucherov had 2 assists. Kind of exactly what you expect in that game, if I'm being honest. The Blue Jackets, this is a surprising one. The Blue Jackets beat the Devils 4-2, but I feel like the Devils have been on a bit of a skid lately. I'm pulling. Let me see what we got here. So they lost their last 3. They lost to the Islanders. They lost to. Is this the last 3 in a row? Oh, no, hold on. I'm looking at the wrong side of things. So they won 3 in a row. They're just, you know what it is? They're just up and down. Like, they'll win 2 games, they'll lose 2 games, they'll win 2. You know what I mean? So they just lost to the Blue Jackets, and then they have on the 21st they have the Penguins, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Penguins won. But that's kind of, I don't know, man. They're a little inconsistent so far for a team with 21 wins. Like, they never seem to lose. I don't know, man. They lose in pairs more, so I don't know. I'm not as impressed with the Devils as I feel like they could be. Guys, I just lost my man Cove, as you can probably tell, which is okay. It's kind of coming to that time of the night for us anyway. But let me pull him back up here. There's Granddaddy Cove.
Yeah, technical difficulties.
So, game that's going on right now that we do have some stuff here. Kings and the Flyers. I almost called them the Flashers. Which team's young stars are you? I'll be honest.
The Kings. It's the Kings. And the only reason why I say the Kings is just because they've been really showing up, and Philly has been hurt by their goalie being participant in, like I said, when I said the team's got hurt by something. It's the scandal that's still hitting Canada hockey from years ago, and that's why he's not really playing.
So, technically, the Kings are the number 4 team in the West, right? The Minnesota Wild, the Winnipeg Jets, and the Vegas Knights are all ahead of them. But if you're just talking about excitement to watch in hockey, the Kings are the team in the West to watch.
Oh, yeah. I picked them early this season. I was like, watch the Kings. And people were like, really? The Kings? And they've been showing up. I could absolutely see them making a run to the Stanley Cup this year. Mm-hmm.
I want to see the Vegas Golden Knights make it because my Islanders definitely are not going to. And I've enjoyed watching this team all season. I'm going to tune into this game a little bit later here. But no question about it. That's the team I'm excited about. Another game that we got on, and this game was tied the last time I checked, right? So what was this question here? Something about the Penguins?
The Penguins visit the Predators. Which star player are you keeping a special close eye on in this game? Like, who are you watching in this game?
I mean, so like, right? You have to like, Crosby's going to put points on the board, right? He's very consistent. He's only got 9 goals on the season, but he does have a goal tonight. And he should against a 9-17 Predators team, right? They're not the best team. But that's the guy, like, right? This team is tied 3-3 right now. It's the third period. This is when the captain's supposed to step up and put it away, right? So for me, it's still Crosby. It's been Crosby for a long time, but that's the guy that I expect to see kind of show up.
And the crazy part is when you look at the score sheet, Nashville was up 3-1 at one point.
Yo, Soros for the Predators, his save percentage right now is .750 tonight. Like, that's terrible. 12 shots, 3 goals. Just put a few shots on goal. I'm sure something's getting past him. Yeah. No question about it. To me, that's a no-brainer. I'd be disappointed if I was a Penguins fan and they dropped the ball on this one. To me, that would be a little ridiculous.
Look at the Kings game right now.
What just happened? Did they? Well, oh my God! Really? That was quick.
Did you not see a 5-3 score like 2 minutes ago?
Bro, that was quick. Yeah, this is exactly like.
It was like 2 minutes ago. It was
wow.
7-3.
They're not playing games, man. There's no other way to say it. Okay,
it's 5-3. Okay, I look up 7-3. I'm like, huh?
Literally, right? That game's got 45 seconds left. It's going to be over momentarily. But
also, if we look up again, it's like 9. You're like,
dude,
what?
like, that's like, damn, bro. Like,
they just scored 2 goals in like 60 seconds. Like, I swear to God.
Fiala just scored and Byfield just scored. Right? Yeah. That's right. And so, like, listen, I said there was like 5-something minutes left and it was 5-3. Then a minute later, Byfield scored, and then, 30 seconds after I said that, Fiala scored.
Empty netter, and then they scored again.
Dude, like, quick to the, like, they're that team right now. They're exciting to watch. They can put points on the board. They can score a lot and often. Mm-hmm. Like, they're a dangerous team. There's no two ways about that. They're a really good team.
They're my team to watch this year. The Kings are just exciting to watch. And to bring back, before we leave, the retro of this, the Kings jersey is fucking beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It's mint.
That is a beautiful jersey.
If I lived in if I was from LA, that would be my go-to team before any other team for sure. They are rocking. No question about it. They're about to have their 19th win on the board probably in about 5 seconds. It's hard to say anything against them right now, to be honest. And so what do we got? We got one last thing here.
Just saying, which NHL team do you think is primed to get their biggest gift in the form of a key win tonight?
I mean, I think that was it just now. I think that was it. They need to keep on winning because, right, the West has some really good hockey teams right now, and they have 3 teams with at least 20 wins or better, right? So getting that 19th win, inching them over to that 20 mark, that's important. That was they needed that, and they got it.
They're 2 games behind Vegas right now. That's where they are.
That is a tough place to be, but let's see. So tonight, and so the Vegas does not have it easy tonight. The game just started. they're playing the Canucks. The Canucks are no pushover.
Yeah, they're 16-9. Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like they can easily win a game, and you know the way hockey goes. Like I wouldn't be shocked. They have some good players on that team. They have Hughes, they have DeBrusque. I mean, they're not a pushover team by any stretch of the imagination. And Lankinen's got 14 wins on the season. So, he's got, dude, I'm going to have to tune into that game momentarily. Just to
update you because you're watching the next game. Christmas Day gets animated with Mickey and Minnie for Deck the Halls with the New York Knicks and the Spurs.
This is like this cartoon thing with sports. They just did The Simpsons and the NFL. A few years ago they done what was it, Family Guy, or I don't know. But it wasn't the first time that it's happened.
No.
But this is becoming like a thing.
But this is gonna be a Disney thing on ESPN, so you're gonna watch Mickey and Minnie, Donald Goofy.
Oh, dude, you just gave me my excuse to watch the game with my daughter.
That's what I'm telling you.
Let's go. That's awesome. Yo, okay, so the Chargers are going for 2. They did not make it. So it's 24-19, the Broncos, with 2:58 left in the third quarter. And guys, that is all we've got this week for you from Vinny's Corner. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. Merry Christmas, everybody, from myself and my guy Cove, Granddaddy, Christmas Daddy Cove over here. Thanks for tuning in, though. Seriously, guys, have a safe and a happy holiday. We appreciate you. Yo, honestly, okay, I didn't end